Imagine a world where you don't just buy an iPhone, you eat it. For the past few decades, tech giant Apple has achieved something no other corporation in human history ever could. They built the ultimate digital cage. They controlled what we think, how we communicate, how we entertain ourselves, and most importantly, how we spend our money. But by the year 2026, the tech industry hit a massive, invisible wall. Global smartphone sales plummeted. Every new iPhone started looking exactly like the old one. VR headsets turned out to be an expensive gimmick, and even artificial intelligence couldn't save the stock market from stagnation. To keep their $3 trillion empire from collapsing, Apple's board of directors faced a brutal choice: find a completely new, untapped global market, or watch their kingdom slowly bleed out. They didn't look for a market in technology. They looked at biology. They chose a sector where every single human being on Earth is a daily active user. A sector with a 100% conversion rate and zero possibility of users churning. Food. Think about it. You can choose not to buy a tablet. You can delete your social media, but you cannot swipe away your hunger. Every day, 8 billion people must consume calories just to survive. For Apple, this wasn't a humanitarian mission. It was the ultimate business play. The transition from selling luxury aluminum bricks to controlling the very fuel of human life. This isn't just a bizarre story about Apple opening premium grocery stores to sell overpriced organic apples. This is a deep economic simulation of how the world's most ruthless marketing machine turned global agriculture into a closed, copyrighted software ecosystem. Welcome to What If Commerce, and this is the day Apple reinvented food. To understand how this economic disruption works, we have to look at Apple's favorite weapon, the closed ecosystem. In the traditional world, agriculture is open. You walk into a grocery store, you touch the fruit, you put it in a plastic bag, and you pay cash. Apple changes the rules completely. You don't buy your fruits from a messy wooden crate anymore. They come in a vacuum-sealed, chemically engineered container. The box has no buttons, no latches, and no openings. It uses a proprietary digital lock that can only be triggered via Bluetooth by your own iPhone. If your phone is dead, or if you are an Android user, the box remains a useless piece of cardboard. You are legally and physically locked out of your own lunch. But the real magic and the real trap is inside the fruit itself. A standard organic apple in a local market costs less than $1. Apple price tag is $10. Why would anyone pay 1,000% premium for a fruit? Because Apple turns biology into data. Every single apple is injected with a safe, biocompatible micro tag. The moment you take a bite, the tag syncs with your Apple Health app. It doesn't just count calories. It analyzes your chewing speed, measures the exact absorption rate of vitamins in your stomach, tracks your blood sugar spike in real time, and automatically adjusts your daily fitness goals. For the modern consumer, eating a regular, untracked apple feels like working out without a smartwatch. It feels like a waste of time. Apple successfully turned a basic human need into a digital status symbol. But then comes the dark side of tech capitalism, the hardware restriction. Once Apple controls the fruit, they expand to the rest of your kitchen. Introducing Apple Certified Groceries. Imagine buying an bread. It looks perfect. But when you try to spread regular, non-branded store butter on it, your smart toaster or your smart knife detects a foreign object. A digital sensor triggers a system error. The toaster deliberately burns your bread, and your iPhone screen flashes with a familiar notification. This accessory is not supported. Using third-party butter may degrade your nutritional experience. Please purchase Apple-certified iButter. By patenting the chemical composition of the food and enforcing it through smart kitchen hardware, the corporation completely eliminates competition. You either buy their entire ecosystem, or your kitchen refuses to feed you. Apple didn't become a multi-trillion-dollar monster just by selling hardware. They did it through subscriptions, and iFood is the ultimate subscription model. Introducing Apple Meal Plus. You don't own your food anymore, you rent it. For $2.99 a month, you get the basic dietary tier. But what happens if your credit card declines on the first of the month? Your smart fork, the iFork, digitally locks its prongs. Your fridge stays locked. Your kitchen goes into restricted mode. The psychological trick is brilliant. Apple turns hunger into status. Eating a standard, non-branded banana becomes a sign of poverty. People start hiding their regular groceries in plain brown bags, while proudly carrying clear, minimalist Apple grocery totes so everyone can see they eat premium carbon. The traditional giants of the food industry, Walmart, Costco, and Amazon, realized they were facing extinction. Apple wasn't just competing, they were buying the entire supply chain. Apple's massive cash reserves allowed them to buy up millions of acres of farmland in South America and Africa. Then came the legal wars. Apple's legal team filed a patent for the perfect geometry of a banana. They literally sued traditional farmers for growing fruit that looked too similar to Apple's proprietary design. Amazon retaliated by banning all Apple delivery drones from their airspace. Walmart slashed prices of normal bread to 10 cents to trigger a price war. But you can't defeat a cult with a discount. Walmart's profit margins are notoriously thin, around 2%. Apple's profit margins on iFood are 60%. Apple didn't care about the price war because their customers were brainwashed to believe that cheap food was toxic food. Within 3 years, Walmart filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy. The old retail world was dead. 5 years after the keynote speech, the global economy looks unrecognizable. Society is split into two classes, the optimized and the analog. The optimized eat perfect, synthetically enhanced, subscription-based Apple nutrients. They are healthier, their insurance is cheaper, because Apple shares their health data with global banks. But they are completely dependent. If they criticize the company, their Apple ID gets suspended. And losing your Apple ID now means losing your access to calories. We always thought tech monopolies would end with robots or AI taking our jobs. But the scariest monopoly is the one that takes control of the most basic human need. The next time you open a clean, white box from Apple, just remember how close we are to a world where they own the very food on your plate. Let me know your thoughts about this scenario in the comments. This is What If Capital. Thanks for watching, and subscribe if you want to see how the future is being bought. See you in the next video.